Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL.
Okay, Coach, so the snow and rain have stayed out of the forecast, but we're in for a cold afternoon at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who have helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
On first down, Connor, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. And on this offensive unit, one guy that's proven himself early in the NFL is Eric Ebron.
A very reliable target for a quarterback. They always love tight ends because they're right in their sight lines. If you get it to this guy, though, he can take it the distance.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's a 2nd and 7. To the right side to Eric Ebron. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. A look there at the defensive starters for Cincinnati. They were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
One thing you always look for when you're evaluating a defense, how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get? How about last week's game? The number was 6. Phenomenal performance.
And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Sparks. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
A first carry now. This is Matthews.
I got him.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This is brought in at the 21. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. What a run. 79 yards on the punt return. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. And we always talk about kick returns being so exciting on kickoffs. Punt return almost equally exciting.
And typically we talk about the kickoff return being the most exciting 10 seconds in football. Let's just cut it in half for a punt return and make it the most exciting 5 seconds in football. It's a great, glamorous, dashing play.
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. As we take a look at the playoff picture, and certainly a lot of jostling still to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
Yeah, exciting for us because we get to talk about it, and, you know, at the end of the day, 6 teams are going to go from each conference, and guess what? We're going to have a playoffs. But nerve-wracking for all the people involved, all the teams, because their goal is to get there. And anything less than that makes the season a disappointment. So they've got to be primed now for a big finish to their season.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Off play action. Sparks. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Sparks. He's got this complete to Ryan Switzer. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short. So here are the Bengals now with a long field ahead of them. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The numbers for Mixon last week, 15 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown.
And a rushing title is definitely within sight, so the excitement on the offensive side of the football, I mean, they're bouncing off the walls wanting to get out there, but they also understand that they're going to face some really stacked defenses down the stretch because they don't want it to happen at their expense.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Keep it up, guys.
Off the play fake, Jones. That's caught by the tight end, Drew Sample. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Focus, defense, focus.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number? Let's say 200.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
And now here's Switzer, the target, and he's got it. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. Following the penalty, here's Matthews. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. They get 1 yard back there to make it 2nd and 14.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
To throw on 2nd down. Sparks. He'll get this one to Switzer. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. And the Steelers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Sparks. Open man. Smith-Schuster. It's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Open man is Switzer, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. This time it's Matthews. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, Sparks. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot.
I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
At the 13-yard line.
Now Jones. Off play action. On the crossing route, complete. It's Watson. And he'll get this up to the... A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Mixon will try the right side. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now Joe Mixon. Mixon hit, and the ball is out. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
We're going to shut you down.
Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's take...
Ball. That's our ball. That's our ball.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
The Bengals drive about to get going. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so...
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. The former third-round pick, Justin Jones, bringing the lumber that time. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Throwing Jones. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you
don't want to.
No, but and a loose football. And the Bengals have recovered it. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
T.J. Watt in on the tackle. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A toss play to Mixon. And he's got some space here. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Bengals, they widen their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, Yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's just been looking for some space. Yeah, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. On 3rd and 2, Sparks. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
Danny.
On 1st down, Sparks. He finds his target. It's Matthews. And now Matthews couldn't really tell what happened there defensively, but he's still down.
Check that.
While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
And he gets it to Funchess complete. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 32-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Let's go. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Ready. Watch 57. Out here. Tight. Right. Move. We got 4.
Operating from the gun. Sparks. Looking right sideline. That's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Sparks. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Devin Funchess, as the first half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And that's a critical touchdown. I don't want to be too hyperbolic or whatever, but they needed some points on the board before halftime.
They certainly did, and, you know, it's not going to erase everything that happened in the first half. Look, they got outplayed. There's no question about that. But now it gives them a chance to regroup, feel a little bit better about themselves. And how many games have we done where we've seen everything flip when another half begins? And by the way, did you say hyperbolic?
I did. Thank you. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. A pretty big opening there on first down. 8 yards up to the 33.
Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Excellent field position after the face mask penalty. 1st and 10 out near midfield. Now Jones. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And down right around the 37. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
An 18-yard attempt.
And the kick by Elliott is good. And that will do it for this first. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Now they run with Mixon. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
To throw on third down, Jones. He completes it to Boyd. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
The Bengals bring out their punter now. And the way this offense... And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards.
Anytime a fake doesn't work, we usually focus our attention on the guys that were unsuccessful. But how about the defensive guys? They have to plan all week. They have to prepare all week. Special teams, they look like they were educated for that one.
Educated on their toes and getting a big stop. Looking for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call. But for a second there, I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
After the penalty, it's Mixon.
Come on, run to the ball. We got a runner.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now they'll try the jet sweep here. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
On the set. Mike, boys, 56. Check, 56. Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up. Don't get nervous.
Mixon with a first down carry. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a run.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go.
Again, it's Mixon, and no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Stay with your man.
Again, it's Matthews. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Ready. 18 Gator. All day.
A first down carry for Matthews. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And he gets this one down to the 24. Big gains in succession. Last one was over 20. This one over 30.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter. On second down, here's Mixon. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And that's complete. It's Watson. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 23 yards on the play.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Big stop, let's go.
Jones now on 1st and 10. And down inside the 15 he goes. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They'll run on first down. Dorsey. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Must 56.
On 2nd and 1, Jones to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Jones pass, incomplete, intended for Justin Watson. It's 3rd.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Looking to throw. Jones. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Drew Sample, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And his guys are going to have the football back as the third quarter comes to an end. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the fourth.
Eat. Here we go.
On first down, Mixon. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. Now the Bengals on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Jones off the play fake. He hits his target. Left side, Watson. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Jones now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10. Now Jones operating from the gun. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Josh Malone, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is taken near the 13. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin, kind of, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Back to throw. Sparks. And that going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
They don't want it.
You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, if you want to be aggressive out in your midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down. They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
Once again, they run with Mixon. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On 3rd down, Dorsey. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. That good for 19 and a 1st down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Check, 55 to Mike. Check, 55 to Mike. Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some.
They'll run on 1st down. Dorsey. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. A gain of 3, 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
They'll keep it on the ground. Dorsey. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
I got wide.
Delay of game, offense.
So that'll back him up 5.
Still 3rd down.
Delay of game penalty. Ships him back 5 yards, makes it 3rd and 10.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will push the lead up from 26, and it grows up to 29. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved.
There he goes, left side. A big play there on the catch and run. 71 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Looking to throw. Sparks looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds, because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Back to throw. Sparks nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Bengals grab it. He's at the 50. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
I'm coming.
Hustle, hustle. Ready.
On first down, Dorsey. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Fourth quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on first down. They did that plus 3.
Crunch time, defense.
Hey, lock it.
Check.
On third down, Dorsey. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Cincinnati, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, you wonder what this will do to their playoff prospects.